Kalambuan, Dalakmanan, usa ka oras nga programa maghatod kaninyo sa mga katikaran may kalabutan sa kalambuan dili lamang sa komunidad apan sa kidatibukan. Kalambuan, Dalakmanan.
Igalawang adlaw, kining niolagad, saldi chato diri sa itong trobnon, ang kalambuan daratana.
Inisa pang inyong higala sa kanina ng Rafi Bermejo, may adlaw.
Ubadi kami sulod sa oras diri sa itong trobnon ng kalambuan daratana, nga matod sa mga importanteng impormasyon, Davao, Mindanao, o siyempre, tanang katauhan diri sa dakben sa Davao. Ang atog pagkauban, pinalangga sa katauhan diri sa siyudad sa Davao, PBA Party List, Congressman Jericho Coco Nograles. Sir?
May adlaw Saldi, may adlaw Rafi, may adlaw sa atong mga viewers sa Kalambuan Dalatanan.
O sa mga kaigsunan, medyo dugay-dugay na ito. May mamat na
Lagi.
mga pinanggang kongresista, no? Busa medyo daghan yun yung atong tukiyon karong panahon na SALS, no? Unahan siguro na ito pag-isgot. Katong ang ginatawag natong Nograles PBA Jobs Fair, no? Sigutan na ito na kung kanusan na dapat masayran sa katauhan niya. Ato pong isigutan sa Makadiyot, katong pagpanaw ganit ni Senator Miriam Defensor Santiago. Ato lang po di balik lang tao kung kinsa si Senator Miriam. Unya, pag umanihan na isigutan din nato, kining dinatawag nato ang power sa atong piso, na unsa na ba ni? Powerful pa ba ni? Hindi na, no? O kung sa relasyon ni diha sa atong stock market, gisayo po tanan ng congressman. O siyempre, doon na karoy balaod nun nga ginaduso ang PBA party list kining Daskamlo. Kisayod punta kay Congressman Coco kung unsa ning Daskamlo. O siyempre din nato kalimtan Sals kining pangutana gikan sa atong tagsa-tagsa ka mga barangay. Back to you, Sals.
Welcome back, Congressman Jericho Coco Nograles. Diri sa ito, gatramadan ang kalambuan daratana.
I miss you daw.
Wala ginang murag di ba among busy kayo si Congressman Jericho Coco Nograles naging-abala sa Kamara atong regisab sa pagsusuri sa budget ni Pangulong Rodi Duterte sa 2017 na humigit kumulang 3.3 trilyon. So, nasaan na po ba tayo sa usaping budget, Congressman?
Well, tama ka Salds na busy-busy. In fact, hindi lang ako yung busy-busy. Nanang may mga kongresista, busy kaayo. And labi na si Carlo, na busy jud kay siya man ang chairman sa Committee on Appropriations. And this will be his first bill for this Congress that will hit the floor. And ang atong status sa National Budget Deliberations is that we are now deliberating the budget in plenary, and it is now the period of interpellation. Na ako'y notes diri, Salsa. So far, ang nahuman na nato sa period of interpellation would be the Department of Energy, the Department of Social Welfare and Development, the Department of Public Works and Highways, the Department of Budget and Management, the Office of the President, the Office of the Vice President, the Department of Environment and National Resources, the Department of Labor and Employment, the Department of Interior and Local Government, and the Department of ICT, yung DICT nato, and all the attached agencies. That includes the National Irrigation Administration, Philippine Coconut Authority, and many other small agencies under these various departments. Ang atong original schedule is that we will have 3 weeks of deliberations, of interpellations on the floor. And Congress na kaniyado we had 3 session days. We have expanded it to 5 session days. And so far, so good. Smooth naman ang atong mga interpellations, smooth naman ang mga tubag sa atong mga chairman and vice chairman sa Committee on Appropriations. And we are now ahead of schedule. Okay nga dito sa Congress kay si Carlo na diha is defending his bill, is defending the budget. Ako naman yung sa floor. I am managing the floor, I am managing the debate. Kaya ako na sa Committee on Rules, ako I am an assistant floor manager. So tanang mga debate that is my scope of responsibility already, na I'll make sure that the management of the floor and the management of the debates go very smooth.
Congressman Jericho Coco Nograles, basta gani pundo sa nasod ang pag-iskutan. Ang katauhan, kasagaran mga pangutana mo kini ang Davao ba o ang Mindanao mapamog igong bahin gikan sa igong national budget.
Well, we are getting as much as we can. And for sure, we are getting more than what we got previously. Our president is from Mindanao, from Davao City. Our Senate president is also from Mindanao. Our speaker is from Mindanao. And most importantly also, the chairman on the Committee on Appropriations is Carlo Nograles from Davao City. So because of that, Mindanao na ang atong budget, Mindanao focused. But we are looking at a budget with an increased expenditure towards Mindanao, but still the lion's share is towards Luzon, kaya mas maraming tao talaga sa Luzon. So what do we have? So far, what we have defended in the budget is for Mindanao alone, okay? Mindanao excluding ARMM. Excluding ARMM, for that's just region 9, 10, 11, 12, and Caraga. Is for the Department of Education, we have 111 billion pesos for Mindanao alone, excluding ARMM. Likewise, for our Department of Agriculture, we have 7.8 billion pesos for Mindanao. For the Department of Health, we have 9 billion. And the Department of Public Works and Highways, we have 31 billion for Mindanao. For ARMM, so far we have 21 billion for ARMM. So, yan yung ating mga focus points for Mindanao. This is the biggest budget that Mindanao has ever received historically under the leadership of Carlo Nograles, under the leadership of Speaker Alvarez, and under the leadership of President Duterte.
Okay. Congressman Coco, sayon mim, no? Kamulya sa Kamara sa pangunan ni Congressman Carlo Nograles nga mao chairman no sa Committee on Appropriations. Wa gyud puas nga nagatrabaho para lang gyud mahuman o gusto kini atong ginatawag na 2017 na budget. Ang akong pangutana kung kanusa po ng bakasyon sa mga kongresista murag wa na may puas trabaho ni.
Pareha akong pangutana ba? Kanusa ba? Oh, but although if you would like to refer to the congressional calendar, we will have a break from October 22 to November 6. And then our estimate is we will pass the budget bill on third reading on November 9. So yan yung ating mga estimates. But we will have a 2-week break after this rigorous time of budget deliberation. So it looks like we're ahead of time. We're hitting the targets naman ahead of time. And pag-abot sa break, walay bakasyon na because we will all go to our districts, respective districts and constituencies. In fact, I have a responsibility also personally I have a responsibility na moadto ko dito sa Hulo, sa Sulu, because I'm also the caretaker of the first district of Sulu, and I have to go to Hulo. I have to go to all the municipalities there para at least makausap ko mga mayor, makausap ko mga constituents doon to find out ano ba yung sitwasyon natin doon. As you know, it is a little war-torn right now. We have ongoing military operations there against the Abu Sayyaf. And I'd like to see how the government is handling, with my own eyes, I'd like to see how the government is handling our refugees because they all fall in my district there in Sulu. So I'm planning na after the budget deliberations, magdiretso na ako sa Sulu. Magtrabaho na ako doon, and then I'll also go back to Davao, Region 11, Jensan, and all other places na inaalagaan ng PBA party list.
Medyo agro ning Congressman Coco pila ko kay lapat ibong asot ng area sa distrito.
Adto pa ko dito sa Pangasinan, from Region 1 to ARMM. Siya ang atong trabaho.
Okay, ato sa susunod na itong bahin sa programa, Congressman Coco, no? Daghan mo ko sa atong katawan ng utana na. Mutanos agad ning ipahimutang jobs fair no sa Nograles offices no ug sa PBA party list uban ang Department of Labor and Employment. Nadungog nila sa Facebook, mabasa nila na doon ay maabot na jobs fair.
Yes.
Paliw sa detalye.
Ang atong yearly jobs fair, we are now conducting it a little earlier. So we have a jobs fair on October 7 to October 8 at NCCC Mall in the Kadayawan Hall dito sa MAA. And we are expecting a good number of participants for that day. And we are advising everyone and encouraging everyone to come to NCC Mall October 4 and 5 for the advanced registration para ma-prioritize kayo pag-abot sa October 7 and 8 actual jobs fair.
Okay.
Kung usap ko sa mga nagpangita og
trabaho Congressman Jericho Coco Gonzales, kini sabi dapat nga asahan namo aning jobs fair ikan sa duli og kay Congressman Coco Gonzales, maybe party list o kay Congressman Carlo Gonzales. Sabi dapat namo pagadalon ug say ang paggamit.
So automatically, you have to bring your biodata, many copies of your biodata, many copies of your ID picture. So mga biodata, ID picture, tanang mga references pod, copies of your diploma and other suitable references and documents kay ang atong jobs fair, how we conduct it is pag-abot nimo dito, mamili ka which ones you are interested in applying for and diretso na ang interview. In fact, pag-abot ng mga tao dito, makita mo, okay, this is a job opportunity and then yung posting niya is abroad, dapat may dala ka ng mga paperwork that shows your qualification. If you have a national certification or you have work history also, you have to show your certificates of employment or previous employment. Just bring all necessary documents to prove all that you claim in your biodata. And be ready to be immediately interviewed kay daghan ba yatang mga instances through the many years that we've conducted the jobs fair, more than 10 years na siguro tayo nag-jobs fair dito, and we have many instances na mga hired on the spot, na ay mga placements na local, may mga placements na domestic, napod mga placements abroad. And daghang kaayo mga na-hire on the spot sa among mga sa history of the jobs fair. So please come prepared. Please come prepared and be prepared to be interviewed many times.
mga unsa ka kadaghan sa imong tan-aw ang tambong aning para sa ma-apply gini sa aning trabaho diya sa Nograles Doli Kabuhayan Jobs Fair karong Oktubre 6 ug 7 Congressman Coco.
Daghan na salds. By history, I believe we have an average of 1,000 to 1,200 participants. And also we have about 30 to 50 employers looking to fill hundreds of slots. So it's very important na kung gusto mo ma-prioritize ka, you have to go to the pre-registration para at least first in line ka pag-abot sa opening time sa October 7.
Congressman Coco, kumpiyansa ka ba sa imong kaugalingon nga ubos nining administrasyon sa Duterte kining problema nato sa unemployment masulbad ka nato?
Well, the problem of unemployment, hindi man yan siya maayos yan overnight, and even the United States of America or any first world nation, they always have unemployment rates naman. Our bigger problem actually is underemployment. Ang underemployment is the situation na you have a job but your skills are better than that job. So underemployment is usually the cause for workers' migration. For example, diri sa Davao, we have a lot of good job opportunities, And outside of Davao, in some neighboring towns, they don't have that kind of job opportunity. So even if they are employed there, they will like to migrate towards Davao to be better employed here in Davao. So that's one of the big causes. And then you will have from outsiders competing with the locals, and then that might add to the underemployment situation and the unemployment situation. Now, the Duterte government is trying to fix the problem by generating jobs not just in the highly urbanized areas, but also in the provincial areas. And that's where skills development comes in, human development comes in. So, kanang problema na din na mawala. But there are a lot of proactive steps to maintain a low unemployment rate. So, ang goal nato is to bring down the unemployment rate, babaan pod nato ang atong underemployment rate, and we will try to also bring down our workers migration domestically. Kay Manila, the mess in Manila was not done overnight. Pag-abot dito sa Manila, mga banyaman ko dito sa Manila, pagunit na ako sa microphone, kinsay Bisaya diri, daghamang ana. That's proof. That's proof that workers migration is very strong. And you look at Manila, hindi man yung mga taga Manila talaga, mga taga Davao, taga Cebu, taga Danao, taga Zamboanga. Halo-halo na, nagsagol na dito ba? The same way here in Davao, we have a lot of workers migration and new families and new people here because the opportunities are here. So we are trying to develop the rural, the countryside, so that we will attack the underemployment as well as the unemployment rates, and we'll bring it down there. I am confident that Secretary Bebot Bello will address this appropriately.
Congressman Coco, sa atong pagbalik ato siguro ng hisgutan, no, ang katong pagpanaw ni Senator Miriam Defensor Santiago. Mga kaigsunan ay lamog hawa kay sa atong pagbalik hisgutan dahil na to ang mga issue.
Kalambuan, Dalatana.
Congratulations kay Congressman Carlo Nograles, kay Congressman Coco Nograles. Dako kami og pasalamat nga duha na gid ang congressman. Ako nagpasalamat kang Carlo nga nakaabot gyapon sa katulong termino.
Congressman Coco Nograles, kapasalamat mi na ningdaog yun ka. So, congrats.
Congratulations sa duha ka congressman. Ang una si Congressman Carlo Nograles ug ang iyahang manghod na si Congressman Coco Nograles.
Kalambuan, Dalatana.
Balik ta sa atong programa ang Kalambuan Dalatanan, mga kaigsunan atong isgutan karon, no, ang kalit nga pagpanaw sa atong senadora nga si Senator Miriam Defensor Santiago. Congressman Coco, nagmasulubon ang tibuok nasod, no, sa kalit nga pagpanaw ni Senator Miriam Defensor Santiago. Daghanan ng utana kanamo kung unsa daw ang gibati ni Congressman Coco Nograles sa dihang iyang nasayran ng maong masulubon kayo nga balita sa nasod.
Well, it was a sad day, no? When the news first hit me, I was in Congress kay nagsugod na ang budget deliberations. I believe we were deliberating on the National Youth Commission. Si Aisa Sigera dito, kay siya man ang chairperson. And nakadawat ko text, says that RIP Miriam Defensor Santiago. Hindi ko, uy, hala, tinuod ba ni? So, ipakita ko sa mga colleagues ko ba? Parang, may news ba na patay na si Miriam? So, for a moment, we suspended the session para lang parang meron lang kami some silent time to give a prayer. And of course, yung conversation during the suspension sa session is when was the last time we saw Miriam? Lagi. So, filled naman with good memories and anecdotes, and But it was a sad day for our nation, to be honest. So, pati ako, nasad ako because good friends si Miriam at saka si Speaker Boy Nograles, no? And I've grown up as a child looking at Miriam with high respect. And even our president, si Digong, di ba? How are you, ma'am? Di ba? Dito sa
Debate.
last presidential debate. My only question is, how are you, ma'am? And I guess nakaabot na yung oras ni Ma'am Miriam, and the nation mourns for her.
Sa inyo pong pananaw, Congressman Coco Nograles, ano ba ang mga kadahilanan bakit minahal si Senadora Miriam ng marami ng ating mga kababayan?
Kasi si Miriam naman, uncompromising eh. During this time na we are looking for good leaders, we need somebody who is like Miriam na would keep firm sa kanyang belief. Yung pinaka-enjoy natin kay Miriam as Filipino citizens, pag makita nato na binuang na sila sa Senado, si Miriam, pag musyagit na siya, what is this? Mag-ana na siya. And
Hilom na tanan.
Hilom tanan kay she is very confident and strong enough, and she has the heart to say what is true. And I'm hoping that the Senate will not forget her spirit, that sometimes you should not hide behind those words and just be like Miriam. Just speak the truth and call it as it is.
Congressman, sa kadaghan sa mga istorya, sa nagaling istorya nga nanggawas og atong mabasa, may kalabutan kang Senadora Miriam, wa mi magdahom nga ang imong papa o amahan nga si kanhi Speaker Prospero Boy Nograles niadtong panahon nahimo din ni siyang kandidato sa People's Reform Party na Senadora Miriam.
Wala na. Nagawa na sa'yo niya na, no?
Lagi. Sabi na ako, nakalimtan na to. I think, if I'm not mistaken, that was 1995. When Boy Nograles ran for congressman of the 1st District of Davao City. That was a time when there was a Lakas Laban coalition. And I think naging candidate or guest candidate si Boy Nograles under Miriam's People's Reform Party. Kaya kana si Miriam ug si Speaker Boy. Ano yan siya classmates yan sila sa 10 outstanding young men of 1985. So, nag-uban sila dito. Pareha sila it was awarded in 1986. Ang ilang mga batchmate nandun si Dong Puno, si Gringo Honasan, si Miriam Defensor Santiago, and Boy Nograles, and some other distinguished men. Si Miriam, I think, is the only lady dun sa 10 outstanding young men. The lioness.
Wow. Okay.
So, okay yung relations nila. We have to remember that Miriam is a constitutionalist. She was a judge, trial court yan, and Miriam served as an immigration commissioner. Also was also the secretary of the Department of Agrarian Reform and senator of the Republic. I think she ran 3 times for president, no? 1992, 1998, and 2016. 3 times siya nagtakbo.
Okay. Congressman Coco, sa tanaw nimo makaangkon ba ka ang nasod Pilipinas o sa ka-leader nga sama ni Senator Miriam Defensor Santiago?
There can only be one Miriam. But I am hopeful naman that perhaps the new generation of leaders can produce someone as firm in their belief as Miriam, maybe we can have a better Miriam. Who knows, no? I look around Congress, and sa Congress, kita ko na meron ng changing of the guards. There are a lot of new congressmen, first-time congressmen. I believe there are about 105, 106 first-termers in Congress, and first time na naging congressman. So, Congress renews itself, and I hope that we can produce better leaders.
Okay. Salz, mga kaisunan, ang sunod na itong hisgutan, pwede ni siya masulubon, pwede sa malipayon, depende sa taong mo interpret na yung issue, no? Sayad mi nga, taas-taasan imong kinaadman sa pang-ekonomiya, sa tanang pang-ekonomiya, Congressman. Siguro kung tanang may kung saan yung relasyon sa piso kung sa dolyar, kung saan yung padagan diya sa stock market. Tungod sa kining balita na medyo ni us-us jutay ang gahom sa atong peso.
Okay.
So ang pangutana kung nabatay angay kaguluan karong mga panahon na Congressman.
Nako, murag balik naman kung sa college ani, nag-economics naman ta kalit. Sige lang. Currently, I don't think there is any reason na ma-concern ta sa atong economics because you have to look at the economy not just at the exchange rate. Kining atong exchange rate na pagbaba ng peso versus the dollar, we have 48, the first a 7-year high, no? Ayan yung ginasabi nila, 7-year high. You have to understand that this was actually predicted even years ago. Na-predict na mag-abot dito. Why? Because those are that's the effect of foreign outflow. So you've got the stock market, you've got overseas investment.